Should home service companies that have 27 locations for roofing, pest control, whatnot, link to each other on the website? Ethan Van Deheim, my buddy in Wisconsin of Infinity Exteriors, asked this question. So I'm going to give you what I think is going to be a very logical, rational answer that is not what these SEO people would say. If you don't know who I am, my name is Dennis Yu, and I was one of the first people at Yahoo as a search engine engineer. So we were always trying to protect the search results from all these people that were just coming up with the latest tricks and using AI to try to fool us. And I'm going to show you what some of these things are and why, yes, linking is something you should do, but how do you do it in the right way? And how do you not do it in a spammy way that can actually penalize you? So first off, let's take a look at, for example, infinityroofer.com. Many locations, many services and other subservice categories. And you can see that there's a fair amount of juice on the site. So at the homepage level, domain rating of 31 is kind of a collection of all the votes. So links between other sites could be internally, links between different pages. It could be links from the media, it could be personal blogs, it could be even citations like stuff you've posted on YouTube or Facebook, or all of these things are citations. And it's like proof that you're alive, that you actually do roofing in Kenosha, Wisconsin, that you actually do pest control in Milwaukee. Me as a search engine engineer, I'm trying to filter out among all the auto-generated noise, what is actually real, and is there evidence of contractors in that city doing that particular service? So I think it's hard to disagree with that, but let me show you where that falls apart for Infinity and then other sites. Like everyone's guilty of this, okay? Because they all just like auto-generate a bunch of stuff, and the business people don't apply a business concept because they think it's a technical thing, and the technical people claim there's this SEO expertise, which is just a way of avoiding accountability. Okay, look, so there's a lot of juice at the top level, and the 31 is actually pretty good for a regional business. If you're like a regional newspaper, you might be in the 50s or 60s. If you are a single location, you might be like 10 or 15. If you're like a real estate agent, you might be like a 5. If you're a personal blog, you might be a 2 or 3. And this idea of a domain rating or this amount of SEO juice is on a log scale. So if you can move from a 31 to a 41, that's not just a little better, that's like 10 times better, right? Like the Richter scale when there's an earthquake. So if you can move from a 31 to a 51, that's 100 times more powerful. So if we look at different pages, so across the whole site, the whole domain, there's 663 keywords that we rank on. And a lot of them are going to be geovertical terms. How much does it cost to replace a roof? And is this thing in warranty? And what company should I choose to fix my lawn or whatever it might be, right? What is a HVAC replacement cost, right? And so there's traffic against that. This ads thing may or may not be accurate. Of course, when you win organically, it's like you pay for ads, which is like having a bigger unit at the mall, right? So instead of having a little store, you want to have like the Macy's in the corner. That's what ads are. If it's working organically, that's LSA, what Ethan was talking about in some of these other notes. Now, when you are one location in one city and you're not benefiting from the home and you're not benefiting from links across, you're not leveraging the mothership's power, basically. But a lot of people, they're sloppy. And so they just like cross link everywhere, and they put like all the cities in the bottom of every page. Look at this. This is misspelled. Roof storm damage. Someone needs to fix that. And so Google sees that that's garbage. So the links need to actually, so yes, links help, but the links actually have to be helpful, and they have to be in body, and there has to be juice to pass. So if you're a site and you have a domain rating of 3, you can cross link all you want, but there's no juice to pass, right? And then if you don't have the signal, so let's just say I'll go to hail damage, okay? And then this is a service page, right? Hail damage, and then you could have location service pages, which are one branch down. Hail damage in Florida, right? Well, how much actual specific proof is there on this page? So if someone is looking for hail damage in Milwaukee, does this actually show? And easy thing is you can just come here to whatever your favorite AI is, and say, we're auditing this location service page, and we're looking for Google's own signals of EEAT, which is experience, expertise, authority, trust. My take is that this looks like generically written content that some AI or whatever spun out, and it doesn't show evidence of actually repairing hail damage or answering questions people have about hail damage, like what's it cost and when can you send the guy out and what is the process and what is this company's reputation? I mean, yes, it's got 277 reviews, but evaluate this on what Google is looking at, not what some SEO expert would say, and find what is strong, what is weak, what is missing, what are other PAA. People also ask questions that are not being answered. And then you ask your favorite AI, doesn't even matter if it's a free AI account on ChatGPT or whatever, and it will tell you this. You can use our guidelines, which go a level deeper, but it's going to tell you this page doesn't answer those questions. And it clearly doesn't. I don't mean to be throwing anyone under the bus or whatnot, but this looks like a sales page. Has your roof been hit by whatever it is? Well, let's say that if this page actually had real proof, real stories, which was actually worthwhile for Google to show, not just because you want it to be, then is there juice to pass to it, right? Because even if you have the juice, but the page isn't worth showing, then it doesn't matter. So those both have to be true. So if we look at hail damage, we'll see there's no links to it. It ranks on some keywords out of the total of 663, which is fine. But if the mothership gets more powerful because there's advertising, or you're building relationships, or you're featured by the Better Business Bureau, whatever, there's stuff that the mothership is increasing, that flows down to all the other pages. But the number of links is like the number of votes, and not every link is worth the same. But in general, more links that are relevant are actually going to help you. So this could be the best page in the world, but it looks like some SEO person created it because look, the anchor text, roof storm damage professionals. Okay. Well, if you're using that as the anchor text, that's not a natural link. That's clearly someone trying to manipulate the search engines. I promise you the search engines see that. All these SEO people want to come argue with me saying, oh, well, we've got some triangular linking way or private network linking, or no. So here's a real signal. Yeah, you got real reviews here, but here, I'll just show this. Hail damage, roof repair. If this is like an H1 or whatnot, let's just say I'm looking at that in Milwaukee. If you want to know, literally do a search and see, right? Okay, there's an ad. It could be an LSA. It could be regular Google ads. It could be whatever it is. There's infinity. That's good. It's not the number of reviews, even though you have more. But why is this guy number one? Well, it's because this page, now this site's only a 17 and doesn't even rank on very much, but this page probably has a lot more proof. So if the individual page carries more power and the Google Business Profile contributes, so the Google Business Profile can help drive a signal showing Google like, yeah, this page is tied to this Google Business Profile. If that's the location, you should link from the GBP or to the web page, and from the web page back to that particular GBP. It doesn't pass link juice, but it's still a citation. So this guy is outranking you because look, here are all zeros over here. There's no traffic. And these other guys, they have no power. I mean, Infinity's got so much power. I mean, with 34, you really should be like 50. But there's so much more you could do by spreading this down, pushing the juice down to these pages, but the pages themselves don't have enough content. So just passing the links thoughtfully, embedded in actual stories and experience, you need to do both of those at the same time, not just think, oh, I'm going to cross link and then magically my SEO improves because the mothership has so much power. Every single location is just automatically going to improve. That's not how it works. Let's look at my friend Tommy. He's a $300 million a year garage door company, and he's all over, and he's expanding quickly and all that. And so you can see on his site, he's got a 65. So 65 is about 1,000 times more powerful than a 30. Now, I have helped him with the SEO for many years, so this is not, something that happened in the last few months. And plus, he's running TV and radio, and his vans are everywhere. All the branding, all those signals come together. He's obviously getting lots of reviews. We've taught his team to go out there and get reviews, and then they get paid $10, $20 for the reviews based on what's in them, mentioning the service, taking a picture, it's worth more, like all these things to try to generate more signal. So the links from the mothership and the links from other locations, back to Ethan's question, do help, but you still have to have the proof of the real stories. You still have to have the links that are embedded properly. And if you're not telling stories and linking between them, then it looks like you're just naked linking by just jamming in the links like we just saw, right? So we can see that if we go to spring replacement, right? Garage door repair, right? And we could do garage door repair, Dallas or whatnot, you're going to see that these pages carry some of the weight. And look at the number of links. So if this garage door repair is important, there should be more links and more powerful links from other domains beyond just the mothership, right? Because those signals should show up. And when we go to these locations, let's go to Arizona and let's see, and there could be areas within areas like Phoenix or Tucson or whatnot. The same is true. Here's the thing to know. So when you're doing like roofing across multiple locations, each of the general managers for each location is responsible for their location service. So if you're roofing in Madison, so think of the big tic-tac-toe. You have all the different cities and you have all the different services. So it could be like solar in Dallas. It could be HVAC in Phoenix. But the whole point of local, it's like so obvious, but people don't understand this. The whole point of local is you want to show signal strength that you are credible in that city and in that vertical. So having links from the mothership and from other locations shows that you're more credible in the vertical, in roofing. It shows that you're more like in just roofing, but it doesn't show the location power. So it's on the crews that are on site, that are talking to the homeowner, that are out and about, that are building links in the relationships in the community to capture that actual local signal, which is then bolstered by the category signal. So as A1 Garage or Infinity gets stronger, and you get more location specific stuff. Like I saw Ethan sent out a note that said, hey, each of you guys, here's things that we need you to be able to do so we can work together as a team. You do your part, gathering pictures and videos and reviews and all that, and then we do our part in central marketing. That's the way it should work. If you are, let's say you have multiple locations and you have an agency, well, now that agency is your central marketing. You still need to get your crews out there to collect that stuff. I don't care how amazing this agency is or whatever, but unless they have people on the ground in the cities that you operate, following these technicians around, I mean, you need the technicians to gather that and make it part of their compensation, right? It's not going to work. So you can audit each of these pages, as you can see, and it's showing, okay, it's got a good URL structure, but the content is weak, right? It doesn't show any, every single web page needs to, I don't want to get on my soapbox and preach about these sorts of things that are broken that piss me off, but you can see there's all these things that are not here. And so when we ask a question, hail damage, Milwaukee, there's these guys that rank, and then there's ads, and then you see this. People also ask, what's the best hail damage roof repair? Roofing Companies Wisconsin. How much does a new roof cost in Wisconsin? Cost of a metal, well, commercial's metal. Average cost of a roof replacement. So if you answer these questions, where your crews are answering the questions, not the CEO, not an actor, not someone in a studio, but hey guys, today we're here in the city and we're fixing Mrs. Smith's roof and you can see here, blah, 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 right? Just quick little cell phone videos that take a few seconds each. And you show this barn roof repair near me. Well, guess what? People are searching on that. Do you have videos and pictures and whatever showing barn roof repair in Milwaukee or in whatever city? You need lots of examples in each of these different cities. Then when that content is there, that gives you the opportunity to cross-link to other examples of barn repair in other cities. So if you don't have the content, there's nothing to link. Then all you have is this bare bone structure of the location service pages. And you could blame the Ethan or whatever. I'm not trying to offend him, but you could say, hey, my location isn't getting as many calls or whatever. Well, yeah, if you don't give us the content. So The marketing folks are the chefs. You guys have to bring the ingredients, bring the beef and whatever, and the chefs can cook. If you don't give the Ethans of the world the ingredients, that's not going to work. Let's go to Florida, right? So I can come back here and say the same thing. Like, okay, how does this particular page do for Florida roofing or Miami, Fort Lauderdale roofing? These pictures, are they real? Let's see. Let's do a reverse image search, which is Google Lens, and see, like, is this picture used in other places? And if it is, it's not real, right? If this picture is used in other places, it's oftentimes we see stock art of like this smiling technician with the mom who's happy. And okay, so these are real pictures. So you actually do the thing that you do. You say that you do, and this is in Fort Myers. Okay, that's cool. So Google knows this is a picture from Fort Myers. You can see that right here, right? Or Sarasota or wherever it is. But then now you're linking to residential roofing or linking to the different location service pages, Sarasota, residential roofing. By the way, don't say residential or commercial. Residential people don't type in residential. You should that, right? But look at this. So you're showing all these cities, but are you actually showing the real proof? You're not. So cross-linking is not going to help you here because you don't have real proof and real stories to link from. So it's a chicken and the egg here. I hope you guys found this helpful. Ethan, I made this video for you. Anytime you need something, I'm here for you. The beauty is with the agents that we build, you are the manager of these agents. And if the different, say, franchisees or general managers or other people who are the technicians who are out there in the field with the customers are collecting that, it's in their company cam and their service titan in whatever the CRM or field service tool is. If those pictures and videos and stories are being collected, then you can go to town using AI agents, which are your team. Instead of the team in the Philippines, they're from the country of Anthropic or the country of ChatGPT, right? And you still manage them. You're able to get more work done. That way, instead of hiring 27 Ethans, you have one Ethan who's managing all these other guys that are doing the work according to these standards. So hope you found it helpful. And if you're not with Infinity, or if you have 5 locations, same thing applies to you. And if you need help from me, I'm a real human. I have to tell you in 2026 that this is me. This is not an AI. This is not AI generated. I'm in a Airbnb this week here at the lake house in Dallas. You can see this is real baby stuff here because there's a bunch of kids with us today. But anyway, let me know. What do you think? Hope you found this helpful.